Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be diving deep into Insured Success.
Ooh, okay.
It's this book by Melvyn C. Valenzuela,
Hmm.
who, by the way, is a licensed financial advisor. And, we always talk about building that strong financial future and
Absolutely.
the peace of mind that comes with it. And
Yeah.
so we figured, this deep dive would be perfect.
Definitely up everyone's alley,
Yeah,
I think.
totally.
Um, and what I think is so interesting about this book is it's not just about, you know, the numbers
Yeah.
and spreadsheets.
Exactly.
It really explores this link between, your financial well-being and your peace of mind
Oh, yeah.
and how they're really intertwined.
So let's unpack that a little bit. I think, for most people, when they hear peace of mind,
Yeah.
they just think like, oh, not stressed.
Just like lack of stress. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But this book, it goes deeper than that.
Oh, absolutely. It
Yeah.
actually defines peace of mind as like this proactive state of mental tranquility and emotional well-being.
So it's more than just the absence of...
It's not just no stress.
Got it.
It's
Yeah.
it's about creating this like calm and resilient mindset so you can handle all those ups and downs.
That makes sense.
Life throws at us.
So you're not just reacting when things get tough, you're prepared.
Exactly. You're building a foundation
Yeah.
that can weather any storm.
Which I can only imagine how important that is for making good financial decisions, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because if you're constantly stressed, you're probably more likely to make...
Yeah, you're going to be impulsive.
Yeah.
Make those rash decisions, regret them later.
Exactly.
But when you have that peace, that inner peace,
Right.
you're more likely to think clearly.
It's you can actually...
Weigh your options.
Yeah.
And make choices that, help your long-term goals.
Yeah, that actually align with, what you want.
Exactly.
Not just what you feel like you need in the moment.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so the book then talks about how peace of mind impacts all these different areas of our lives. And
Okay.
it's not just about finances, is it?
No, not at all. It's really a holistic thing.
Okay.
Like it talks about how peace of mind benefits you emotionally,
Right.
physically, mentally.
Yeah.
For example, when it comes to your emotions,
Mm-hmm.
the book talks about how cultivating peace of mind can lead to greater happiness,
Okay.
contentment, resilience.
I like that. Yeah.
And there's actually a story in there about Maria,
Okay.
who was initially so full of life.
Yeah.
But then she started becoming really withdrawn because of anxieties
Oh, anxieties about what?
about her job, her family's future.
I think a lot of people can relate to that,
Absolutely.
especially, these days.
Yeah, these days it's so easy to get caught up in all that.
Yeah.
But the book goes on to say that this reduced stress
Right.
can actually lead to better physical health,
Oh, wow.
even better sleep.
Really? Okay, so there's a connection there.
Oh, yeah, there's a ton of research behind it.
Interesting.
Chronic stress is really bad for the body.
Yeah.
Increases the risk of all kinds of things,
Like what? Give us some examples.
like heart disease, a weakened immune system.
Oh, wow.
So finding ways to manage stress is really crucial, not just for your mind, but for your body too.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And what about the mental benefits?
Ah, yes.
The book talks about increased focus,
Mm-hmm.
clarity, and even creativity, which I thought was kind of surprising.
You don't usually associate.
You don't think of creativity and finances.
Right, like they're separate.
Yeah.
But when you think about it,
Yeah.
when you're all overwhelmed and anxious,
Yeah.
your mind is cluttered.
You can't think straight.
Exactly. It's hard to think outside the box,
Yeah.
to come up with those innovative solutions.
Right.
But when you have that calm, focused mind,
Uh-huh.
that's where the creativity comes from.
Okay.
And that can be a huge asset when it comes to managing your finances.
So it's not just about being artistic or whatever.
No, it's about problem solving,
Yeah.
being resourceful.
That makes sense.
And actually, the book highlights another example with a guy named John.
Okay.
He's like this high achiever,
Mm-hmm.
but he starts struggling with focus.
Oh, no.
He's forgetting things.
Really?
Yeah, because he lacks peace of mind.
Wow. And that's impacting his work.
It impacted everything.
Oh, wow.
His work, his well-being, everything just went downhill.
It's like a domino effect.
Exactly. That's a perfect example of how everything's connected.
So this peace of mind, it's not just about feeling good. It's it's setting yourself up for success.
Absolutely.
In all these different ways.
It's the foundation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the book gets into what happens
Okay.
when you don't have that peace of mind.
Uh-oh.
And that's when things get really interesting. It talks about
What kind of things?
things like relationship strain,
Oh,
conflicts,
Mhm.
even isolation.
really?
Yeah, and they bring back Maria's example
Oh, right, Maria.
and how her lack of peace was actually affecting the people around her.
Because it's not just an individual thing, right? Like if you're not doing well,
It ripples out.
it affects other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then it talks about everyday challenges.
Like what?
Procrastination, indecision, low productivity.
Oh, John, right.
Yeah. Remember John?
Yeah.
He was having trouble focusing.
So even simple tasks were hard.
It was like he was constantly playing catch up, overwhelmed.
Oh, gosh, I hate that feeling.
And that, of course, impacts how well you can manage your finances.
Yeah, you can't exactly be on top of things if you're constantly behind.
Exactly.
And it gets even more serious, right? The book talks about like self-destructive behaviors.
Yeah, it doesn't shy away from the tough stuff.
Like what kind of behaviors?
Things like substance abuse, unhealthy habits,
As a way to cope?
as a way to cope with that lack of peace.
Right.
And of course, it talks about the link between a lack of peace of mind and mental health.
Right. Wait.
Depression, anxiety, burnout.
Yeah, those are serious concerns.
Absolutely. This is not something to take lightly.
It's a good reminder that, mental and emotional well-being,
That's all connected.
they're just as important as physical health.
You can't neglect one without impacting the other.
But the book doesn't just leave us with this like doom and gloom picture.
No.
It actually offers some things we can do about it.
It does. It gets to the actionable steps.
Okay, so tell us, like, what are some of those steps that the book suggests?
Well, it starts with mindfulness and meditation.
Okay.
Now, I know those words can be kind of intimidating for some people.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to be a monk or anything.
Exactly. But the book explains them in a really approachable way.
Okay.
It's not about becoming a Zen master or anything.
Yeah.
It's about finding those little ways to bring more awareness and calmness into your daily life.
So like small things that you can actually fit into your routine.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. And the book also talks about gratitude practice, which seems, pretty simple, right?
It is. And, John, the guy from the earlier example,
Yeah, John.
he actually used a gratitude journal
Really?
to help shift his focus.
So he was writing down things he was grateful for.
Yep. And it's a technique that anyone can try.
That makes sense.
And what's so interesting is how the book ties this back to finances.
Okay, how so?
Well, when you're feeling grateful,
Mm-hmm.
you're less likely to make those impulse purchases.
Oh, that's interesting.
You're not chasing after things you don't really need.
Because you're already content.
You're appreciating what you have.
So it's like a mindset shift
It is.
that can actually change your spending habits.
Exactly. You're not trying to keep up with the Joneses anymore.
You're like, I'm good.
You're content.
Yeah.
And the book also gets into more traditional stress management techniques.
Okay, like what?
Things like deep breathing,
Right.
yoga,
Yeah.
things that almost everyone can do.
And you can fit them into your day pretty easily, right?
Exactly. It's about finding those small wins throughout the day
Yep.
to maintain that sense of calm.
Even if it's just a couple minutes here and there.
Even just a few minutes can make a difference.
Yeah, that's true. And then there's positive thinking and affirmations.
Ah, yes.
I'll be honest, I used to be kind of skeptical about that stuff.
I get it. Some people are.
But the book explains how these techniques can actually, like, rewire your brain, right?
It's not about denying reality.
Right.
It's about choosing to focus on the positive
Okay.
and believing in your ability to overcome challenges.
So it's like training your brain to look for the good instead of just focusing on the negatives.
Exactly.
And that's got to be helpful when it comes to, like, facing financial challenges.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
A positive mindset can help you make more informed decisions.
Right.
Stick to your budget and even bounce back from setbacks quicker.
Okay, so it's not just like a feel-good thing, it's actually like a practical tool.
It's both.
I like that.
And the book uses the example of Sarah,
Okay.
who used affirmations to boost her self-esteem. And that actually helped her make better financial decisions.
So it's all connected.
It is.
Okay, this next one, this is a big one, I think.
Yeah.
And it's something that a lot of people struggle with.
What's that?
Setting boundaries.
Ah, yes.
And prioritizing self-care.
So important.
It's so hard, though.
It is, but it's crucial
Yeah?
for maintaining peace of mind.
Right.
And ultimately for achieving financial success.
It's so easy to get caught up in, like, the hustle
Oh, no.
and just forget to take care of yourself.
It's like we're programmed to just go, go, go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the book emphasizes that it's not selfish to take time for yourself.
Okay, good.
It's an investment
In yourself.
in your well-being,
Mhm.
which then impacts your finances.
Because when you're burnt out and exhausted,
You're not thinking clearly.
no.
You're more likely to make those impulsive decisions.
Yeah, you're not at your best.
Exactly. You're not operating at your full potential.
Okay, so let's circle back to the book's, like, core theme here. the role of insurance in achieving peace of mind.
Right. It's right there in the title, Insured Success.
Exactly.
And this is where we start to see the practical application
Okay.
of everything we've been talking about.
So how does insurance actually do that?
The book argues that insurance is like a key tool
Okay.
for creating that financial security,
Mm-hmm.
which then allows for a calmer mind
Okay.
and therefore better choices.
So it's like, it's not just about the money. It's about like how it makes you feel.
It's about that feeling of safety and security.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you can actually think clearly about your finances.
Yeah, like how does that actually work? For someone who's not, a financial expert,
Right.
insurance can feel kind of mysterious.
It can be.
Yeah.
The book breaks it down really well.
Okay, good.
Explains this concept of risk transfer.
Risk transfer, okay.
Which basically means you're shifting the potential financial burden of
Okay.
like unexpected events
Yeah.
onto the insurance company.
Okay, so you're paying them to take on that risk.
Exactly. Think of it like this.
Okay.
You're paying a small amount regularly
Right.
to avoid a potentially massive expense down the line.
Okay, so it's like peace of mind in exchange for that.
Yes.
That makes sense.
You're buying that stability.
Yeah.
You know you're covered if something happens.
It's like that feeling of relief when you finally buckle your seatbelt.
Yes, exactly.
Like, okay, now I'm safe.
Now I can relax.
Yeah, yeah.
And that reduction in worry, that's crucial for peace of mind.
Right.
Which then, like we said, allows you to make those clear financial decisions.
It's like a chain reaction.
It is.
It all starts with that peace of mind.
Exactly.
Right.
And then the book goes into different types of insurance.
Oh, yeah, like what kind of insurance?
Life insurance, health insurance, home insurance, auto insurance.
Right, so all the different areas of your life.
All the different areas where you might need protection.
Of course, not everyone needs all those types of insurance.
No, it depends on your situation.
Right, like someone with a family and a mortgage, they're going to have different needs than someone who's, single and renting an apartment.
Exactly. The book encourages you to think about your specific situation.
Okay, good.
Your vulnerabilities, what you want to protect.
So it's about personalizing it.
It is.
Okay.
It's about tailoring your insurance plan
I'll call your
to your needs and goals.
But even with that personalized approach,
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people still feel overwhelmed when it comes to finding the right insurance.
Oh, yeah. It could be a lot.
There are so many options out there.
It's overwhelming.
It's hard to know where to start.
The book addresses that, too.
Okay, good.
It breaks the process down into manageable steps.
Okay, tell us more.
Well, it all starts with assessing your needs and goals.
Okay.
It emphasizes evaluating your income, your expenses,
Mm-hmm.
what stage of life you're in,
Right.
and what you're working towards.
So it's not just about buying the most expensive plan. It's about choosing what's right for you.
Exactly. It's about making informed decisions.
Okay, so you assess your needs, and then what?
Then you move on to identifying your risks.
Risks, okay.
What are the potential vulnerabilities in your life?
Like, give us some examples.
Health-wise, property-wise, even liability.
Right, so it's not just about the obvious things.
No, it's about thinking broadly.
Like, what if I get sick? Or what if there's a fire?
Exactly.
What if someone sues me?
Exactly.
Okay, so it's about taking a holistic view,
It is.
not just focusing on the things that are, like, right in front of you.
Right. It's about looking at the bigger picture of your life.
Okay.
And this is where the book's core message comes in.
Oh, what's that?
Consult a licensed financial advisor.
Okay, so he's saying, like, get professional help.
He is. Like he's saying, hey, this is what I do for a living,
Right.
and it's worth it to get guidance.
It makes sense, right? Like you'd see a doctor if you were sick.
Exactly. You wouldn't try to diagnose yourself, so why would you try to handle your financial future all alone?
Especially something as complicated as insurance.
Exactly. A good advisor can help you understand the fine print.
Yeah, I hate reading that stuff.
Compare different plans, make sure you're getting the right coverage,
Without overpaying.
without breaking the bank.
Right, because that's important too.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the book also talks about creating a budget for insurance.
Mm-hmm.
I know budgeting's not the most fun thing to talk about,
It's not the most glamorous topic.
but it's important.
It is.
Right.
Absolutely. Like, I think our listeners are probably nodding their heads right now.
They know it's essential.
Yeah.
But the book gives some really good tips on making insurance more affordable.
Like what?
Well, it talks about evaluating your needs, your
Right.
priorities, shopping around for the best rates,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's
even looking into discounts.
Oh, good tip.
So it's about being proactive.
Yeah,
taking control.
not just throwing money at the problem and hoping for the best. Exactly. You have to be smart and strategic.
And that brings us back to that connection between peace of mind and financial well-being.
It all comes full circle.
Yeah, like when you have a solid plan in place
Mm-hmm.
and you know you're protected,
Mm-hmm.
it frees up your mental energy to focus on other areas of your life.
Exactly. You're not constantly worrying
Right.
about those what-if
Well,
scenarios.
you can actually enjoy your life.
You can focus on your passions,
Yeah.
your relationships,
Yeah.
your personal growth,
All the good stuff.
all the things that really matter.
I'm actually curious about something.
Oh, what's that?
About the author section. It mentions how Melvyn Valenzuela became a financial advisor because he was driven by these values of protection, security, helping others.
Yeah.
Did that resonate with you at all?
It did.
Yeah.
You can tell he's not just reciting financial jargon.
Right.
He's speaking from a place of genuine care.
He's been there.
He gets it.
Yep.
He wants to help you navigate this too.
So where do we go from here? We've unpacked a lot from this book, Insured Success.
We have.
But I imagine our listener is probably thinking, okay, that's all great, but what do I actually do with this information?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
And luckily, the book gives us some really powerful concluding thoughts.
Okay, good.
It really emphasizes that financial security and peace of mind, they're not separate.
Okay.
They actually work together
They go hand in hand.
to create a life of insured success.
It's like they're two sides of the same coin.
Exactly. You can't have one without the other.
And the book ends with this really thought-provoking question.
Oh, I love this question.
Okay, what is it?
It asks, now that you've glimpsed the path to insured success, what's one step you're inspired to take today to cultivate more peace of mind in your life?
That's a good question.
It is.
Because it's not about, overwhelming yourself with a million things. It's what's one small thing?
What's one thing you can do right now
Yeah.
that will make a difference?
Maybe it's starting a gratitude journal.
Like John.
Yeah, like John.
Or trying a short meditation. Or even just scheduling a consultation with a financial advisor.
Right, just to get the ball rolling.
Just to take that first step.
The point is to take action.
Yes.
Even if it's a small action.
Because those small steps, when you do them consistently, they lead to big changes.
That's so true.
Over time.
Okay, so for our listeners who are feeling inspired
Yes.
to take action,
Yeah.
what would you tell them? Where should they start?
I would say start with what resonated with you the most from our conversation.
Okay.
What really stood out. Was it the mindfulness? Was it the gratitude practice?
Yeah.
Maybe it was setting those boundaries.
Right.
Choose one thing
Okay.
and commit to trying it out for a week.
I like that.
Just a week.
Yeah.
See how it feels.
And if it doesn't work,
Try something else.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong answer here.
the key is to find what works for you.
Exactly.
What helps you create that sense of calm and clarity?
And remember, it's a journey,
Yes.
not a destination.
It's not about being perfect.
No.
It's about progress.
It's about taking those steps,
Yeah.
moving forward,
I love that.
even if it's just one small step at a time.
Okay, well, this has been such an insightful deep dive into Insured Success.
It has.
I think we've covered a lot of ground,
You have.
and I hope our listeners are feeling, inspired
I hope so, too.
to take action and to, create a life that's not just financially secure, but also filled with peace and purpose.
It's about finding that balance,
Yes.
living a life that feels good.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us on this journey of exploration.
It's been a pleasure.
And to our listeners, thank you for being here.
Yes, thanks.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights.
And we'll see you next time.
Yes, we'll catch you on our next deep dive.